Hey y'all, I'm your host, Jaquela Lynn, aka Coach Quay, the productivity coach and your motivational queen. And this is the Productive Mompreneur Show. This podcast is for mompreneurs who want tips to be more productive in their family life and their business. Because God so freely gave these tools to me, I will give you everything you need.
Do you need motivation? Then where should you go? Coach Quay. Maybe you might need some stimulation. Who got that? Coach Quay. Coupled with some determination. You already know. Coach Quay. And given that supernatural inspiration. Oh yeah. Coach Quay.
Hey, and welcome back to the Productive Mompreneur Show. I'm your host, Jaquela Lynn. Let's dive right in. Listen, last week we talked about the mindset, the first step to being productive as a woman, as an entrepreneur, as a mom, as a business owner, whatever your task is, the first step to being productive is using your mind. So I hope you did the mindfulness activity that I gave you last week, was to really sit down and figure out, what does it look like? How do I feel when I win my day? I look forward to sharing some of those things with y'all on my post. Make sure you're following me on Instagram, where I'll share some productivity tips and hacks every single day, and a couple of funny reels, of course, because everyone says that we have to do reels. Anyway, so we conquered mindset, right? And today I just want to talk about a few things that you can really do to be productive. So once your mind is in it, what's next? So the first step is use a planner. Listen, I love my planner. I have the Law of Attraction planner. I don't believe in everything about the Law of Attraction. Some of the stuff is a little sketch, but I do believe that what we put out, we attract. And so when you're using your planner properly and you're putting it out there that this is what I'm going to do, those are the things that begin to happen, right? And so the first thing I want you to do is use a planner. Now, I know that a lot of people think I'm going to tell you to make a to-do list, but I'm not. I'm going to tell you to create a routine. You see, routine is something that really helps us to really jump into our lives and do the things that we desire to do. So when you've got a routine, you are getting your mind on board with, this is what we're doing. This is what we're doing. This is how we're doing it. And this is why we're doing it. And when you constantly do that for yourself and you've got that routine, your body starts to go into kind of like an autopilot. And it knows, like, I'm waking up at 5:15 so I can exercise and I can read my word and I can visualize my day. I can meditate. I can ground my feet, whatever your jam is, right? And after you set that routine and you begin to do it, guess what? Other people begin to understand the routine and then they jump on board, because we want other people to understand our routine, to jump on board, to communicate with us, and to make sure we're all on the same page, right? So once you start using your planner, I want you to create a routine and follow it. When you follow that routine, it becomes second nature to you. Just like, every morning we wake up, we stretch, we go to the bathroom, right? That's your routine. What if you implemented something in that same morning routine that is going to help your mind begin to be more sharp? So think about that. After you create this routine, part of what you need to do is focus on your specific task each day. Some people call it a to-do list. Some people call it a checklist, whatever you want to call it, but you need to know what your tasks are for each day. What are the things that are non-negotiable? Hey, I have to get this done today, because that's how you will begin to form your day. I have to work out every day, except for the weekends. I don't work out on weekends unless it's something special. But you want to begin to decide, what are the things that are non-negotiable for me? What are the things that I have to do every single day? You, as a mom, you have to feed your kids if they're still young and can't cook on their own. You have to go to the grocery store, or you have to order your groceries online and have them delivered to you, whatever your jam is. I particularly enjoy going to the grocery store when I'm alone. Do not want to take them kids to the grocery store with me. I'm telling you, because they ask for stuff and then it kind of makes me sound like the mean mommy, because I'm like, that's not on the list and I'm sticking to the budget, and so I like to go to the grocery store when I'm by myself. Plus I get to talk to people while I'm there. And I always want to share the love of God everywhere that I go. I want to share tips on productivity wherever I go. I want to compliment other moms when I see them struggling and their kids are like acting a fool and they're trying to keep their cool. Like I want to give them some love, right? And so that's just me. Another thing that I would say is figure out what your wake up routine is. Now, we kind of talked about that already. I used to say wake up early, but I have to realize, and we have to come to an understanding that everybody does not work the same schedule, right? So we don't all have a morning schedule, but you do have to have a wake up routine. What is your wake up routine? Are you getting up early enough to make sure that you have time to set the tone for the day? So if you get off of work at 7 a.m., I know some people who work midnights and they get off at 7 and they sleep till, I don't know, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3. Let's say they sleep till 3. Are you waking up at 3 and starting your wake up routine? Or are you laying on the couch and like kind of sluggish and just like, oh, I gotta go to work tonight. Like it's about changing your mindset. We talked about that last week. You want to change your mindset so that you can make sure that your wake up routine allows you to optimize your time, your potential, your day, right? Then I want you to start putting if you have AirPods, earbuds, whatever, or a big speaker in your space, I want you to start listening to an audio. Something that's going to speak into your spirit, something that's going to speak to your subconscious and help you believe that you truly are the person that you say you are, the person that you desire to be. Even if you're not working a job that you want to work right now, but you start listening to audio that tells you can be a millionaire, right? Here's the steps that millionaires take. 7 highly effective steps of millionaires, 7 highly effective habits of everyday millionaires. Like you listen to books that are going to help you to make good choices, you'll begin to implement those choices subconsciously. And so I want you to start listening to a book. The book I'm listening to right now is called Chillpreneur. I freaking love this book. Chillpreneur is just talking about how to be an entrepreneur and yet still be kind of chill, like not stressing yourself out. So Chillpreneur is by Denise Duffield Thomas. I had to read that one. And it's kind of small, so I'm like struggling, but it's such a great book. And it's just helping you to not be like so uptight about business, but really enjoying the life that you're living, kind of be chill about it, still have your systems in place, right? And that's all what business is all about, having systems in place, following them, and not stressing yourself out. I don't believe in being stressed out. I'm like, forget this. This is for the birds. When stress starts coming in, I start reevaluating things. What needs to go? What needs to come? Who needs to come? Who needs to go? Listen, it's reevaluation time when I start feeling a little bit of stress. And then the last thing I want you to do is get some much needed quiet time. Quiet time helps you visualize. Quiet time helps you to be present in the moment. Quiet time helps you to recalibrate when stress might be trying to creep in. Quiet time is so important. I'm not talking about when you go to bed. I'm talking about truly scheduling in some time that is just for you to sit back, to reflect, to relax, and figure out what your next step is. Listen, these are some of my favorite tips, and I wanted to share those with you because once you get your mind in the game and say, you know what, we're going to be a productive person, now you got to figure out what the steps are to be productive. And these are 6 steps that you can follow that will truly help you to be productive. So I'll just say them one more time. Use your planner. It should be like your second Bible. Create a routine, not someone else's routine. Figure out a routine that works for you. Focus on your specific tasks each day. What are your non-negotiables? Have a morning routine, a wake-up routine that helps you to maximize on your time and your potential for the day. Listen to some audio while you're working, while you're just chilling, whatever, something that's going to speak to you and help you elevate subconsciously so that it begins to show out on the outside of you. And then make sure you are scheduling in your quiet time. So that'll help you to just clear your mind and get ready for the tasks that are coming ahead of you. So let me know which one of those tips that you struggle with the most. Maybe we'll talk about it in one of our next podcast episodes. Until next time, thank you so much for adding me to your to-do list. Now go do something productive, and I'll talk to you next week. Peace.
You already know. Coach Quay.